Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Hello Homestead, it's Friday, November 9th, and time for an all-new episode of HHS In Depth. I'm Carson Clymer.
And I'm Ashton Hackman.
On today's show, you'll see stories over guidance counselors at Homestead and what kinds of help they can offer students throughout the year.
Carson brings us a story over our AP Government class competing in We the People and how they're preparing for state in a few weeks.
Reporter Andre Centliver profiles the Spanish Club and lets us know how you can get involved.
Jessica Walter tells you about a meeting for a Taste of Homestead next week, and Derek Hockemeyer recaps a few of the Spartana staff members who got to attend a Trump rally as members of the media.
There will be an all-new 2.5 Weatherman as well as an all-new laptop lingo.
We'll bring you all those stories and much more, so stay tuned for today's episode of HHS In Depth.
We begin today's show with a story over our guidance counselors down at Student Services. Many students are unsure of everything their counselor can help them with, but hopefully this report by Serena Lauria helps you with those answers.
Many students are unaware that they can contact their counselors with questions regarding their academic education here at Homestead.
School counselors are here to assist students in whatever their needs might be, whether that's academic or college and career planning, emotional support, working through scheduling, or planning for their post-secondary goals.
There are many ways to contact your counselor about questions that you need answered.
Students can get a hold of their school counselors by filling out a blue slip and giving that to Mrs. Fitt or to Mrs. Connerly and getting an appointment scheduled. They can email as well, depending on what the question is or however they want to reach out, but email or by scheduling an appointment.
For students applying to colleges, it is best to stay on track with their academic education and responsibilities.
My advice for students applying to college would be to be aware of your deadlines and work significantly ahead of those deadlines. Know the essays that you have to write and start working on those early so you have time to have those reviewed and edited. Reach out to teachers and counselors for letters of recommendation with giving them plenty of time to write those and get them back, and work significantly ahead of those so that you can ask questions, be prepared, and put your best foot forward when you submit that application.
Remember to contact your counselor if you need any guidance here at Homestead. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Serena Lauria.
The semi-formal dance will be held on Saturday, November 17th from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. Tickets are $15 each and will be on sale during all lunch mods. Ticket prices will increase to $20 each at the door on the night of the dance, so be sure to get your tickets during lunch.
Auditions for HHS Show Choir's award-winning band, Anonymous Blue, will be held next Tuesday afternoon in the orchestra room from 3 to 5 p.m. Sign up at the choir room and get a music and info packet from Mr. Shaw.
The Creative Writing Club, a novel gathering, will meet Monday after school in the library. They hope to see you then.
YF will be back at it on Monday to talk current events and recap the 2018 elections. Go join them on Monday to talk politics after school in room 718.
Film Club will meet on Wednesday after school in Mrs. Ricker's room, room 113. Join them for great films, free snacks, and a way to meet some new friends.
Homestead's first semester AP Government class, We the People, won regionals last weekend and are now headed to state in a few weeks. Recently, I got out to a class to learn how everything works.
There's a special kind of AP Government here at Homestead in which students compete at competitions as part of the We the People class.
To take We the People, you need to take AP US Government, a special version of AP US Government, which has We the People first semester. And to take AP US Government, you need the 2 prerequisites for it.
Anybody can really take the class as long as you have the 2 prerequisite courses, which are World History and US History. But other than that, if you just enjoy government or enjoy the competition, you should join the class.
We the People is both a class here at Homestead and a competition between many schools.
We the People is a competition that occurs in America. Basically, there's a bunch of people in different schools who compete and basically argue a point about the U.S. government and the Constitution and different ways to interpret the Constitution. And it's basically a competition to show how much you've learned about the U.S. government, how much you know and how much you've learned.
It's a course to allow students to dive into the Constitution and to develop their civic competency and to have conversations about how the Constitution applies to the past, to the present, and to the future, and to debate contemporary and historical issues that we can all tie back to how our government was developed and how the Constitution is still prevalent today.
At the competition itself, students are divided into 6 groups to show their knowledge about the Constitution.
The competitions consist of the students being divided into 6 separate unit groups that are throughout our Constitution and government history. And within those groups, the students prepare 6 opening statements or papers over topics that are specific to their units. And then we compete at the regional level in front of judges, and then they are asked follow-up questions to determine their competency on issues. And then we place first this year, so we'll be moving on to state, to where the students will present their other 2 topics and the first 2 rounds. And then if we make it onto state finals, then they will present their 3rd paper again and answer follow-up questions about their topics that they have learned about.
So at the We the People competition, basically there's a bunch of different teams from different schools, and you have a team that's composed of 6 different groups that cover 6 different units that cover basically different parts of the U.S. government or different time periods. And basically you're all in one room, and there's some judges. There's a panel of 3 judges you have to present a pre-chosen question to that you've made a response to in essay form. And after the essay, you have a response time of about 6 minutes where they ask you questions and you answer the questions to show how much you've learned about the U.S. government.
If you are interested in participating in these competitions next year, be sure to sign up for this special type of AP government. For HHS In Depth, I'm Carson Clymer.
Not in DECA? Really, what the hecka? DECA is having a very important membership meeting on Monday, November 12th, after school in the cafeteria. If you are planning to compete in DECA this year, please plan on attending this meeting. If you have any questions, please see Mr. McNeil.
The FCCLA Club will have a call-out meeting for members wanting to participate in the Star and State event competition. The meeting will be next Tuesday, November 13th, after school in Miss Andereg's room, room 102.
One of Homestead's most popular after-school clubs is the Foreign Language Department's Spanish Club, and reporter Andre Sentliver brings you a story about what it is and how to get involved.
One popular club that many students go to learn more about the Spanish language is Spanish Club.
Spanish Club is a group that meets after school, and we dig into the Spanish culture, and we try to do fun things to introduce students to Spanish culture, have students speak in Spanish, and we try to do some philanthropic things as well.
The students partake in many activities throughout the year that are beneficial towards learning Spanish and making new friends.
Some of the activities we do every year is we typically have a fall bonfire. We do some volunteer work each November at the Community Harvest Food Bank. Usually we get together in December to have a fiesta at one of the students' houses, and usually we have an end of the year party in May to celebrate Cinco de Mayo and to celebrate the end of the school year.
All students who would like to join must meet the specific requirements given to you by Senor Pieper or Senora Hoon.
To join Spanish Club, it's really simple. There's a form we would pass out to you to have you fill out that requires your signature and your parents' signatures to let you participate in extracurricular activities. And it's $5 for the year for dues, and that's it. So if you're interested in joining, stop by and see me. I'd be glad to get you the paperwork, and we'd love to have you in our club. You don't have to be in a Spanish class. You don't have to be in a language class. We welcome anybody to come join Spanish Club.
If you are interested in joining, please see Senor Pieper or Senora Hoon for more information. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Andre Sentliver.
There will be an informational meeting about this year's A Taste of Homestead next week. And to tell you more about it, here's reporter Jessica Walter.
It's almost time to gear up for this year's Taste of Homestead, a yearly event where students get to represent and learn more about countries from around the world.
A Taste of Homestead is an event we do every February during Just Because Week. Students form groups, and those groups choose a country to represent, and then they'll do a little homework on those countries, do some research about those countries, and then that culminates in them making a dish from that country. Could be a main plate, could be a dessert, and they bring those in on the night of Taste of Homestead in appetizer type sizes to share with the community who comes in to get involved.
Beyond just teaching others about a country, students also make a dish to share with everyone.
It's a great opportunity for students to learn about other cultures from around the world, and instead of just sharing facts and information about those cultures, they can actually taste some of the food from those different cultures and different countries. So it's a great chance to get a sample, a variety of food.
The Taste of Homestead is a great activity for students who are interested in learning more about countries all over the world.
I would say my favorite part about the event is being able to go around from table to table and just see the enthusiasm for the students who have decided to get involved. They've learned a lot about the countries, they've taken the time to make some food from those countries, and it's really amazing to see them sharing with the community what they've learned, but also being able to share with them through food, which is something that always unites us in lots of ways. So it's pretty cool to be able to see that.
Although there are still months until the event, planning must start soon in order for it to be a success.
So we'd love to see a lot of students involved this year. We're going to have our first meeting after school on Monday, on the 12th of November, in room 611 in my classroom at 2:45 to talk about a Taste of Homestead and to start signing groups up. So each group will pick a country, and then those groups will decide what food they want to prepare. They'll start working on a poster, and over the next 2 or 3 months, it'll all come together prior to the event in February.
If you are interested in participating, make sure to join in on Monday, November 12th after school to learn more. For HHS In Depth, I'm Jessica Walter.
Earlier this week, President Donald Trump visited the city of Fort Wayne, and a few of Spartana's staff members got to go out and photograph the event. Here's a quick recap of their experience by reporter Derek Hockemeyer.
Earlier this week, a few Homestead students got to partake as a member of the news media as President Donald Trump held a rally at the Allen County Memorial Coliseum to give support to Mike Braun in his race for Senate and Jim Banks in his race for U.S. Representative. Students from the Spartana obtained press credentials and were able to capture the rally from inside the Coliseum, including the photos you're seeing in this story. President Trump was the first sitting president to visit the city of Fort Wayne since Ronald Reagan did in 1982. Be on the lookout for a story regarding this event in the next Spartana, which comes out in December. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Derek Hockemeyer.
Now it's time for a new episode of Laptop Lingo with host Drew Persinger, where you'll learn how to get everything to properly load on Canvas.
Hello Homestead, welcome to Laptop Lingo. Before we start, I want to show you this sweet image I found on the internet. Look at this beat. Hello Homestead, welcome back to Laptop Lingo. The issue I'm covering today has something to do with Canvas quizzes and their images not showing up when you definitely would want them to show up. So let's get to talking about that.
For those who are not aware, Canvas is the world's leader in the making images not show up industry. Your first solution could be to reload the page. If this doesn't work, try reloading again, but by holding Control and R. If this doesn't help either, go to the browser settings and click Advanced, then find Clear Browser Data. This should solve your problems with Canvas images.
Well, there you go, Homestead. Now you know how to deal with the issue of images not appearing on your Canvas quizzes. I'll see you next week when I do some more talking about laptops. I'm Drew Persinger. See ya, Homestead.
And now it's time for the weekend weather forecast. Here's an all-new 2.5 weatherman.
Hey there, Homestead. I'm Alex Peters.
And I'm Ethan Turner, and it's time for your weekend weather forecast.
So let's get right into the weather. Tonight's going to be rainy all night with a high of 51 and a low of 40. Saturday is going to see mostly sunny skies with a high of 45 and a low of 30. And finally on Sunday, it's going to be sunny all day with a high of 47 and a low of 34.
Well, Homestead, that was your week's weather forecast. I'm Ethan Turner.
And I'm Alex Peters. Your quote of the week comes from our dear friend Trippy Red, who once said, "Yeah,
Be sure to possibly catch us next week with another 2.5 weathermen, as our jobs are at stake right now.
Well, that wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Carson Clymer.
And I'm Ashton Hackman. Thank you for watching today.
Today we leave you with a song exclusive to our radio station, The Point 91 FM.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week for a special guest anchor edition.